Hey, how's it going everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video, and today we finally have some spy photos of the new, or what it looks like to be, the new Shimano 12-speed Dura. Very hyped for this stuff. I was actually becoming skeptical because I have not seen or heard or anything of anything new by Shimano before the Tour de France. And as everyone knows, usually this is like the unveiling for consumers at the Tour de France where they'll release new product. But I guess today they saw some spy photos of a 12-speed Dura group set, or what looks like to be. So we'll go ahead and break down everything and talk about the whole discussion of this and what I think of it, what it looks like. And let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below too. Do you guys think that this is actually looks good? Because I did not like how long that cage is. Hopefully they offer that. Looks like they're going to be adapting with how big that cassette is in the back. Maybe like the Ultegra with like a GS and an SS for a rear derailleur cage. Maybe a long cage and short cage. But yeah, I mean there could be other product designs too, like the crank as well. I don't know. They're talking about this not being the right production. This might not be ready for consumers. They might have some more shining to do, so we'll see what they do. But from first glimpse, it looks very similar to Shimano Dura 9100. It does not look anything different except for that longer cage. Yes, the rear mech looks a little bit different without the nameplate right there, that name badge. The crank as well, I think I saw on this post by Bike Radar that they're saying like the chainrings don't look as asymmetric or as smooth as what the finish does on the Dura. But again, this is on a pro's bike, and usually I'll be one to tell you this from what I've learned in the industry as well. When SRAM was developing SRAM ETAP or wireless electronic, they said the hardest part about getting test runs in the Tour was that they actually went on their wireless stuff and they made fake cable and housing to make it look like it was still mechanical, so that way it would throw off people from speculating if that's wireless or not, because obviously they want to. So yes, there is wires in this group set right now, which I'll show you right here. We'll look at that in a second. Yes, there's wires that are coming on here to Di2, but these could also be a fake wire. But there still is the other speculations of you've seen the other patent pending reports where the shifters will be wireless, then there'll be a junction box in the down tube, a battery, and then two wires for your front derailleur and rear derailleur to keep it, shifting smoothly, and also giving you a bigger battery as well. Get out of here, American Express. But yes, so we'll go back up here and take a look at this stuff. So it's on the Scott Rider, the Scott's bike right here. Looks like XTR rotors as well. This isn't new. I don't think that they're going to be adopting this. I've also seen that in the past before in different pelotons on different bikes like Bora, Quickstep. I've also seen other teams use XTR rotors as well, just for I don't know, maybe preference. Maybe they just had that on hand. I don't know why, but they just use it. Maybe better stopping power. Who knows? But we'll go here. The new shifter look. Nothing crazy about it. Again, I don't think it's gonna be the finished product of what it's gonna look like for consumer base, because I think this looks very. It just doesn't look like it's smooth, really. It looks kind of unfinished. It looks kind of janky. But you can see the hoods are a little bit different. They look a little bit more angular. They look a little bit more sharp lines to it, which look pretty cool. But I don't like that little head right there. That's just me. It definitely looks more ETAP-ish, if that makes sense. This looks a little bit more squared off. And maybe that's because of the fact that this is wireless. They're thinking about if these are going to be wireless, they have to have some kind of chip inside or something to read from one point to the other to a junction box. So if it's wireless, they're going to have more mechanics inside here, which would make it a little bit more robust. But you can see they're bowed out a little bit more. They look pretty good. They're saying that the hoods look a little bit more GRX. The rear derailleur, I hope this is not the finished thing of it. I hope they make a short cage. That's the one thing I do like about Shimano Dura, is that the look of the cage and look at the rear derailleur and the look at the rear mech is that it does look really clean. I'm not a big fan of these long cage for these big cassettes and stuff like that. I hope they give us an option for that. But this looks just like the 9100 Dura. It doesn't look anything different to it. I'm sure they're covering that little badge. There's a little black stick right there. I'm sure that says Dura right there. And maybe this is wireless. It has a little plug in there. Let's see if I can get a good image of that. Bro, American Express, get out of my life. I can't. But it still looks to be wired right now, but we don't know. There's nothing yet that could be wireless, but most likely this will probably still be wired for the rear derailleur. Try to scratch Dura's logo outside the fence of the hood. Overall outline. Okay, yeah. So the cranks look identical to the 9100. They're saying if there's going to be any kind of 4i power meter situation going on, this is what they have on their power meters as is right now. This is where you plug in to charge at, and it's dual-sided as well, so there is a pod on the other side for the crank. But it looks just like the 9100 for the arm, for the spider location. The chainrings, yes, look a little bit more worn and looks like it's been like almost matted, but I don't think this is gonna be finished production. Even with Bike Rider, that said the same thing. The crank is quite shaping of the crank is quite different. 9100 Shimano stuck forearm design, but the crank arm and spider have been more angular before. The raised question, the race logo, where Dura logo should be. It's probably gonna be right here. It looks like they cover up with some kind of permanent marker, honestly, or just rubbed it off. Front derailleur is small, which they mentioned. They could probably make it smaller because if they are going to keep that wired system, or maybe they just have this little box over here to cover where the port will go into, because maybe they don't want to show off where, maybe it's just a fake wire. Who knows? But it does look like they made that front plate right there of that box or black as well, which looks pretty cool. But the whole idea behind this is that the shifters will be wireless. There'll be a battery inside your seat post like before. There'll be a junction box down here inside the bottom bracket, a wire from the battery to the junction box, from the junction box to the front derailleur, from the junction box to the rear derailleur, and this junction box will be the reader for the shifters. And the whole idea behind that is because of the fact that you can still make your rear derailleur and front derailleur very lightweight because you don't need its own separate battery pack entities like SRAM. The reason why SRAM is heavier is because the front and rear derailleur, yes, they're wireless, but they both have to house a battery on each one. And also they both have to house some kind of chip or some kind of thing to read from shifters to there. So they are heavier in the grand scheme of things, but this is what Shimano's trying to do. And also with a direct connection from port to there, they're saying that it should be more efficient shift. And that's one thing that Shimano's always said they want to keep, is that they didn't want to sacrifice the shifting efficiency and how smooth it is on each one, where some people say with SRAM ETAP it kind of lags each time you press it. You'll hit it because wireless, it takes a little bit longer. With Shimano, they want to say they want to keep that direct connection to a point where they're not sacrificing any of their shifting quality. So keep that in mind. Let's see, smaller front derailleur and rear derailleur. Here's a better look at the rear derailleur. It just looks like this literally looks like a Dura-Ace GS rear derailleur, like an Ultegra long cage, but just in all black. And then we'll go to the front derailleur to get a better, closer look to it. And they have the little cover with the taper there for the Dura-Ace, which that looks black, so that'll look good. 12 speed confirmed. This is a 12 cassette. I counted it multiple times. You guys do not have to. You can trust me. But yes, they are going 12 speed. Who knows if it's going to have to be a different free body to accommodate the 12 gears. So with 12 gears, there's going to be tighter ratio or tighter cassettes together in the same spacing. So they might have to use like a SRAM XDR, or maybe they're already using a micro spline. Maybe it'll work for that. Sometimes with newer cassettes, you have to get a newer free body. So if you do have a pair of wheels that you're looking to use this for, keep that in mind. Hopefully they use their micro spline though. But I got a feeling they're going to get rid of the old Shimano 11-speed free body. One, because they like money, and people have to buy that to upgrade. And two, because they have to fit that tighter gear ratio in the back. 12-speed Gruppos, SRAM and Campy both have 12-speed Gruppos. They cannot confirm that if it is a new chain. It'd probably be a new chain because of the fact, I don't know, maybe Shimano did something different, but it'd probably be a new chain for the fact of just like SRAM had to make the chain a little bit thinner to accommodate that group set in the back. They're saying they haven't seen a rim brake version of this, which, I mean, rim brakes, whatever you guys think about that, but I don't think Team Ineos is so hot right now of how many tours are winning, how many riders are just dominating the pros, the grand tours, everything, that I don't think that they'll be able to get away with putting a hidden group set like this on Team Ineos, which is one of the only rim brake teams left out there. So all eyes will be on Team Ineos, so for sure they'll be like, it will just screw them over. They could make a rim brake still, and hopefully they do. I mean, but I don't know if they would. Go down here. Will Shimano's Dura-Ace be wireless? That's what they're saying. We simply don't know. They have the patents for it, but most likely it's going to be what everyone's seen with the patents. The wireless shifters are there. You have the battery in there. I already wanted this blinking. You'll miss it. It looks exactly the same. But yeah, that's right there. That is the wireless. That's the whole situation right there. Wireless shifter, battery. This is like your junction box, but this will not be a pass-through anymore. This will actually be something that reads a reading from the wireless shifter to there. That way you don't have to sacrifice any kind of this as well. This battery is actually better than the ETAP batteries as well because it's a larger battery. So you're going to get more battery life out of them. But yes, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. I'm excited for this. This is some good news. I for sure thought with how bad Shimano woes have been in terms of stock, me just swinging for the fences was that they're not focusing on 11 speed now. They're focusing on 12 speed. They're trying to get this ready for launch. But I haven't usually seen the Giro, usually see other stuff like this, but they were so kept under wrap this year, which is crazy, which is really good. But hopefully they get this all settled, situated, and we see it on Tour de France, and they release this big announcement. The 12-speed is available for consumers, and bike companies already have them in their hands, and they're just not telling us. And hopefully they would just have bikes available, ready, and we can get these bikes sold. And hopefully we're excited to see it. I mean, what I'm hoping for, in all honesty, is that just like the SRAM GX wireless when it first came out, the 12-speed, you can't buy the groups because they're impossible to get right now because they're sold out so quick. But they Specialized did a great job of having them on bikes on hand, and as soon as it released, you were able to buy those bikes. So that's what I'm hoping for. But I'm excited for this stuff. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. We're actually seeing it in person. We're not just seeing patents for it. We're not just seeing drawings of it. We're actually seeing this in real life, and it's actually, you know, on a Pro Tour bike. So happy for it. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next video.